Greetings, my fellow travelers, and welcome to the Saturday evening edition of Spirit Therapy. My name is Nicole, and we've got a full playground with screaming girls. We just had a whistleblower for about a half an hour. Finally, they got tired of blowing that whistle. Traffic, all kinds of things. So, welcome to Saturday evening in New York City with Spirit Therapy. So it's very apropos that what we're talking about today is riding smoothly in all things, because here we are smack dab in the middle of a Mercury Retrograde, which never stops and comes every year at least 3 times. So I hope that you're, by paying attention to these things and understanding how Mercury works, you're having a little bit easier time of it. I'll give you a little tidbit that I see with Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the god of is the messenger god and also the trickster god. So he can really shake things up. I think part of his purpose is to help us to look at things a different way, use our brain in a different way. I look at it as like a camera negative, left is right, up is down, not really, but you take it even further in the metaphysical, and black is white, all kinds of, but it's basically still the same picture, but it's just a little different in the brain, and you got to be ready for, maybe doing things twice or a little bit of anomalies in the works. But I think these Mercury retrogrades are here to keep us on our toes and keep it interesting and help us to learn to communicate with ourselves better by expanding the way that we deal with things. So I'm going to get into that with riding smoothly with yourself in a minute, but I want to point out that Jupiter has gone into Libra on the 9th of September, and that is really good news for all of us because Jupiter is a planet of expansion. Anything that it's near or in or touches, it magnifies. So being in Libra, Libra is the sign of balance. Venus is also in Libra, and then of course the Sun will follow around the 21st of this month. So we are moving into balance, and Jupiter joining Venus there, our very feminine sign. It's really good, really good. But we just got here, and we're also getting pulled in this waxing of the moon. We're going towards the full moon on the 16th, on Friday. So we're really along for the ride. Not only in this planetary configuration right now, but we are also in the ride that we've been on all year, and of course our life, but really all year. And so how do we take what we've learned in these first 8 months of the year of purification and do whatever else we need to do for the next 4 months? And then when we go into next year, the year of manifestation, we're really poised and ready for whatever comes our way. So let's talk a little bit about riding smoothly, and what I mean by that. We've talked about balancing our inner self. We've talked about honoring your choices, honoring past self, listening to your intuition. And with all those things, I want to take it a step further and look at how I've been looking for the words on how to do this, but all our quirks and all our funny little ways that we do things, and also what pushes our buttons either for happiness or annoyance or sadness, anger. By now, if you really look at it, because there's so much clarity out there as well, even in all of this with Mercury retrograde and stuff, really, it's easier than you would think to really be able to see right now. So you can see what you like, what you don't like, what pushes your buttons. And a lot of times you have maybe 2 buttons. If you're really complex, maybe you have 5. That I'll give you an example of what I mean. I realize that the only time I really get totally spit out of my vortex and just angry and raw with the feelings is when I don't know what's going on and something makes me feel trapped. I'm like trapped in confusion, like going in a circle. And it could be as simple as, what's going on tomorrow? I'm waiting on someone, or I just don't have all the facts, so therefore I feel like I can't make a good decision, or I'm like blocked by making decisions. I want this, but I can't because they're closed, and then this place, but I can't because of this and that, and then I get like, come on. So it's really good to know. I'm sure you have things like that, let's be honest. No matter how tuned in you are, it's part of life. So by understanding that that's the way we are, and these are our buttons. And also, on the flip side, knowing this always makes me happy. Like for me, it's doing music. I mean, even if I'm frustrated and having trouble with a part or something I keep doing wrong, it's still really pleasing. And then when you actually get it, it's super pleasing. So to know those things about ourselves, whether we like to do 2 things at a time, whether we like to have a circuit of 9 things going in a day or in a week or a year, how do we like to work is the point. And by now, however you're working is how you work. You may think that you want to make yourself better, or that you should be more responsible or organized or, conscientious, nicer, whatever. But really, at this point, this is who we are. This is how we work. Of course, there's always room for improvement, and that's why I'm bringing it up now, because Mercury retrogrades are also a really good time for rewords, rethink, re-look at, reintegrate, and reflection. Definitely in reflection. And it gives us time for things that have been waiting to come in now. So it's sort of like the cleanup crew. And then it's also time for us to go, okay, it's not time to start anything totally new. So let me really solidify and understand what it is I have done and am doing up until this point, and honor it and let it be who you are, no matter how weird it is. I mean, if you have the same quirks for years, that's probably who you are. Like, what's the other thing you want to be? Some sort of cookie cutter, some sort of perfect robot type. It's usually about perfection. Robot perfection, not going to happen, and kind of boring. We don't really want that. So what makes us unique is all these different ways that we do things, even as simple as getting dressed. Everybody has their own way. What goes first? What goes next? Left foot, right foot. I can't, I feel I need to feel halfway done when I put on this, so I do that. So to know these things about yourself and let that be okay. And start to embrace what that is. You've probably been judging it. So what happens if you stop judging it and you start incorporating it and you start letting it be what it is? And once again, the know thyself, this is really, to me, what they mean. All of it. The shadow side, the quirky side, the beautiful side, the loving side, the kind side, all of it. So there's a little working smoothly. I have these cards and I was like, not yet, but they're calling to me. So why don't we pick here, possibly in the middle of the report. I'm using Trust Your Vibes today by Sonia Coquette. I know it's a little unconventional to be talking about trusting your vibes during Mercury retrograde, but I think if we can learn to do it now, imagine how much easier it will be when everybody flows into Libra and it's not Mercury retrograde, and you know, we can really ride through this. So let's see, since they're like me now, let's see what the cards have to say. So okay, they're showing me the basic rune spread, which is the general situation is the first card. The second card is the challenge or problem. And the third card is an action to be taken. And here we go. Vibe check, body talk, expect the best. Wow, well, this is really checking your vibes and tuning in with the tuning forks. So we have the vibe that's always happening, symbolized by the tuning fork. Also music, also vibration, delta waves, beta waves, how we communicate with each other, and also vibing with the sun, vibing with any kind of cycle. And then we have a tree and a person and a skeleton. So we have the inside and the outside. So everything is vibrating all together. And I see that it's number 30, and 3 is a power number. 30 is an expansion of power. So it sounds like what they're saying is right now the situation is it's time to check your vibes and to tune in with all I just talked about. But also, sometimes we can get stuck in a tune that's not really, we don't really want to, either of complaining or of like pacifying or I don't know, something that we're like, why do I keep doing this? So if you're having that, now would be a time to ba-bing, get another tune going. And also, it's all different now. Even if your vibes are totally cool and right on point, let's see what happens in an hour. So working with, they're showing me the middle of, they're saying vibe check and the middle. Okay, so what's the center? What is happening right in this space? Sorry, left, right, left. Okay, there you go, this space. What's on the inside? Where do these vibes, bing, where does the sound originate? In you. All right, the challenge or the problem, body talk, number 7, very divine number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. We have a hammer, a heart, a book, a flag, a red flag, a heart, a flower, a lock. Huh? And a question mark. What's going on? So tuning in again with what your body is saying to you, what your vibes are saying to you, what your intuition is saying. And sometimes if you don't necessarily agree, you go, oh, body, that's not, I don't want to get upset about that, or I'm not really hungry, or you don't really need that chocolate, or whatever. Why do you feel whatever? Let the body talk. Body talk. Now we have Olivia Newton-John coming up. Yeah, what's your body talk? And are you listening? Because the body, really, we have to take it with us. It's the vehicle. So what kind of foods does it want? What kind of sleep does it want? You know, whatever's unconventional, let it do what it does. Maybe it's exactly perfect for you. The problem, they say, with the body talk is that we're listening to we're like still fooling ourselves about something. So be aware of and cognizant of where you may be lying to yourself, because this would be a really good time, especially with Jupiter and everything going into balance, to really let those things come up, say those things. A lot of times they're not as bad as you think they are. Sometimes it really helps just to say it out loud, and see what's going on, and say anything that you think might be a bad thing. Because, if we're lying to ourselves, then we have a faulty foundation, and then what? So, love that body. Love that body talk. All right. And expect the best. Look, and now it's a magnet, which looks a lot like the tuning fork. But we have a heart, a cross, a positive and a negative, and a gift. Expect the best. Drawing it in. Number 21, which also reduces to 3, but is also a sacred number in itself. So, tuning in with the story that is really helpful to you, that you really, really want, and learning how to receive. A lot of us are so busy doing and so busy working and looking to manifest and put our mark in the world and get and do and have, that we forget how to receive. And even extremely loving people a lot of times either have trouble or have the receiving end on 3 and the giving end on 10. So to have a nice balance, because the more you receive, the more you can give. So if you're a giver and a lover, drawing in what you need and want and is your birthright from the universe, all kinds of beautiful energy. Your heart, the cross, which is protection, and having it with the positive and negative, having it come in and out, giving out, receiving. And so the gifts can flow once again through the middle of your center. So it seems they have a lot of tune in with yourself, with your higher power, with everything that you are, and expect the best. And then let's see what the final message call is. See, they're always so nice. Call in your joy guides. It's funny, the guards came in. Call in your joy guards, which is really good if you have a tendency to go towards something negative. Bring in those joy guards and go, listen, this is a joy place and we don't want your negative shenanigans, even if it's happening in your own head. So the reason I do this with the final message card is because it really is the final one. It's the last one you're going to see, so it's the bottom of the deck, just so you know. Why is she holding up all those cards? So call in your joy guards again. Maybe some of us need it now, really, guard that joy. And the guides that guide you, maybe because some of you might feel things about clowns. I don't know. That's what they're saying. But anyway, the happiness, it is quite the funny. And there's a sock. Call in your joy guides with a sock. Now, if anybody has an idea of what the sock is about, maybe I'll write it in the comments, because I really don't know. Sock it to you. I don't know. Put it on your foot, walk through it. We'll see. But anyway, I think it's self-explanatory, isn't it? Have a good time, people. No matter how serious you think it is, it's not that serious. It really is. Everyone has stuff, things are going on, but at the end of the day, if you're walking, you're breathing, you're eating, you have shelter, and you have some good friends, and you got some interesting things to do, you're good. You're really good. Thinking of Seinfeld with the lone sock, moving through the cosmos on its own. Maybe it's supposed to be that, what socks are not really depressing. So, yeah, I'll definitely write it in the description section if they say it in the book. So, so I think that's basically it in writing smoothly. Even if it's not the smoothest road. Sometimes the road looks like this and it feels like this, but the road is always just going one way or the other. We like these interesting landscapes because it keeps it interesting. So, yeah, if you would like a spirit therapy session with me, you can check us out at spirittherapy.nyc. And yeah, or you can give us a call at 646-919-0540. So, all right, I think that's it for today. I will probably see you again in Libra. It looks like Spirit and I really enjoy these 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So, yeah, enjoy yourself. It's a little bizarre out there, so, but it's also really good for this next week until the full moon, and then we really transition into a lot more positivity and niceness. So hang in there, people. Lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Godspeed.